YouTube, what's up? Back again for another daily fishing video here on Andrew Upshaw Fishing. I have to apologize first, guys. I have not been posting a ton of videos, and that has everything to do with the fact that I have been filming a lot of TV shows for Let's Fish TV. If you haven't heard, I am the co-host of Let's Fish TV. It airs on Bally Sports Southeast, Southwest, and now this year, Sportsman's Channel. So make sure y'all check that out if you get a chance. It's Let's Fish TV. But today I want to talk to you about sight fishing. So recently I went and filmed an episode on Lake Nacogdoches. It's a little lake in East Texas, and I was able to do some sight fishing and bed fishing. And bed fishing can be a controversial topic for some. We're going to dive into a little bit about what baits to use when you are fishing for those bedding bass and kind of my thought process on how to use those baits to be more efficient on the water. But hey, real fast though, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you do so. It's really, really easy. It's St. Patrick's Day today, guys, so I'm wearing green, got green headphones, so I'm representing really, really well. But make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you get a chance. So let's go ahead and dive right on into this particular video. I think this is a very important topic. You know, I see a lot of guys bed fish, and they use a lot of different things. And there's a lot of great baits out there to use, and honestly, there's not one that you can really use that's wrong. I just have my three favorites. You look at a guy like John Cox. John Cox's favorite bait, Far and Beyond, a wacky rig stick bait. I think he uses the Max in general. He used to use a Cinco. Sponsors kind of changed, and we kind of changed with it. But no doubt about it, I mean, he definitely uses that stick bait to the fullest degree, and it works really, really well for him. In the sense of bed fishing, I look at it as a three-pronged approach. I use a lot of different things, like I said. The first thing that I always tend to kind of pick up more so than anything is a rage bug. This is actually the new mid-size rage bug. It was just designed here this year. And I'm going to tell you right now, it probably will be the rage bug that I bed fish with 99% of the time. It's a perfect size. It fits a 3/0 flipping hook perfectly. But when I say perfectly, I mean like it's at the nose and the hook is at the tail end of the bait. I want it like right here or the last thickest part. And there's not a lot of meat there holding the hook in, but there's just enough that when that fish strikes, you have not as much plastic to go through. You only have this little thin part here of plastic to go through, and you're able to hook that bass. But as you can tell here, you know, you hear a lot of guys talking about bed fishing, and they're like, man, you got to have white or pink or yellow and all these bright colors, and that is not how I bed fish. And I learned from one of the very best out there, in my opinion, and that's Todd Castledine. And I learned that when it comes to colors, we overthink it way too much. You know, when I first got in the boat with Todd, it's been years and years ago now, but he had a bag of creature baits, and it was a Ziploc bag, and it was one brand. I don't even remember which one it was. It was some kind. It was like a beaver style bait, but I don't even remember the brand because I think he just bought a bunch and threw it in a bag. But there was a mixture of colors in this particular bag, and they ranged from watermelon red, green pumpkins. They had some of them had some red in them. It was just like this, just big mixture of baits. And for the life of me, I could not understand what the heck he was doing. And one day we were bed fishing. I was like, man, which color do I need to get out of here? We had a couple big ones on beds, and he's like, it doesn't matter, just grab one. And the more I thought about it, and the more he talked about it, the more it made just perfect sense. And so from then on, I don't really care what color I pick up. I just pick one that I have some confidence in, and that's the one I roll with. From Falcon Lake Crawl, California Crawl, Green Pumpkin, those kind of colors. But the moral of the story is the more natural colors. For me, I feel like females, the female bass, the ones that are actually doing the spawning, the ones that you want to catch, the biggest ones, react better to natural colored plastics. Rarely, I mean, we want to reference one of the very best sight fishermen in the world, John Cox. Have you ever seen John Cox fish with a white bait? I think I have maybe like once or twice. All of his Cinco colors or Max in general colors are green pumpkin, or some shade of green pumpkin, or baby bass, or green and in color. They're natural colored. As for whatever reason, a really, really big fish has a more likely chance of eating a natural bait than eating one that is bright colored. So, number one, first and foremost, rage bug for me. The second option for me is actually either a rage crawl, this is a rage crawl, or a baby rage crawl, which is a little bit smaller. And it depends on the type of fishery that I am fishing as to which one I pick. So, to give you an example, if I'm fishing at Lake Hartwell, where they just had the Bassmasters Classic, and I'm bed fishing on Lake Hartwell, I'm not going to use the big rage crawl. Just not going to. I'm going to use the baby rage crawl. And the reason is because I'm fishing for fish that are between 2 and 5 pounds. Most of the time you're not even fishing for 5-pounders. Most of the time you're fishing for 2, 3, and 4-pounders. I feel like when you're fishing for that smaller than average, and I don't want that to sound weird, but not giant bass. When I'm fishing for the good ones, just the 2, 3, 4-pounders, I'm using a smaller bait, that mid-size rage bug, the baby rage crawl, are baits that I'm going to turn to in that situation. Now, if I'm fishing for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12-pound bass, I'm going bigger. Bigger is better when you're dealing with oversized bass. In this particular video that you're seeing behind me right now, I'm actually fishing for a lot of 3 to 4.5, some 5-pounders. I just never saw a really, really big one. I just saw a lot of really good ones. So I was just actually I was mixing it up, but I was basically using a rage bug the entire time. Green pumpkin, I want to say, was the color I was using, or California crawl. It was one of the two. I just was grabbing one. I honestly don't even remember the exact color. But that is a big deal here, is picking the right size rage crawl when you're bed fishing. You don't want to fish one that is too big or too small. Now, weights are really important with this too. I use, especially for the bigger baits, depending on where I'm at. You know, if I'm in Florida, I'm using a lighter than average weight. So I'm going to use an 1/8 ounce, a 3/16, a 1/4 ounce. Quarter is about the heaviest I'll fish on a bed in Florida, just for the fact that those fish kind of like that slower fall in their face. It works a little bit better. They're a lot of times shallower water. They're harder to catch. So I want that lighter weight to be able to kind of fall in there on them. When I'm fishing in Texas, when I'm fishing basically anywhere else that's just not an enormous abundance of grass, on the bigger baits, I'm fishing a 5/16 ounce Strike King Tour Grade Tungsten weight pegged. I have seen a couple guys talk about, man, I fish my baits unpegged, and that's fine, and everybody's going to have their preference. I just think it gives it better contact. I know exactly where my bait is at all times. I feel it better. If I fish lightly, picks it up, I tend to feel it better. If I'm fishing a smaller bait, like in some cases the mid-size rage bug, the baby rage crawl, I go to a 1/4 ounce. That's about as heavy a weight as I want to fish on that thing. I don't want to overwhelm the bait. I don't want it to fall too terribly fast, but fast enough that I can get the bait down in the bed at a good pace. Now, the last bait that I will talk about is the Menace. The Menace has become a bait that I keep kind of going back and forth on it, to be honest. A buddy of mine a long time ago, Casey O'Donnell, introduced me to the Menace, and I didn't like it. I'll just be the first to tell you, I didn't like it at all. But the more I've used it, the more I've appreciated the bait itself. It's definitely been one of those baits that I've had on a swing head, swim jig, thunder cricket, things like that. But I have recently been using it bed fishing some, and it is a really effective bait. Once again, this is more when I need a more downsized profile. Maybe I am fishing around grass a little bit more. It's a little more streamlined. It doesn't hang the grass as much. It is a round body. And if you look at the rage bug, it is more of a flat body. The flat body has a tendency sometimes to hang grass and slime and stuff. This round body slides in and out way easier. On the Rage Menace, the normal size Rage Menace, I can use a 4/0 flipping hook, and I really, really like that. Once again, it does have the same type of tail that the Rage Bug has. It has the little flanges on the end, so it has a little kicking action when it's falling. But honestly, guys, it's about figuring out what particular bait that is going to fit your fishing situation that particular day and kind of running with it. You know, I can sit here and tell you all day, man, this bait and that bait and this is, but when it's all said and done, you have to go out there, spend your time, look and use your eyes. You need some good polarized glasses, and I'm saying good. You don't have to have the best polarized glasses. You know, I've been sponsored by Costa. I've been sponsored by a bunch of different sunglass companies out there that make insanely high-end sunglasses. In this video, I'm using Strike King sunglasses that you can buy at Academy. I'm not using like the most high-end sunglasses, the $300 pair of sunglasses to make this work. It's all about training your eyes and paying attention to the small details under the water, and that's how you're going to become a better sight fisherman. It's not about, you know, oh, if I don't have this particular sunglass, I'm not going to catch them. That's bullcrap. I'm just telling you straight up. Get you a good set of polarized glasses. Get you a couple sets. Get a couple different colors. Amber is a really good color. Yellow is a really good color. Copper is a good color. Get one of those three, or maybe all three if you can, and you don't have to get the most expensive pair. Just get you some that you can see through the water and try on each one and see. Every day is a little different. Every watercolor is a little different. So if you use those glasses and you kind of look around, you're going to find the perfect glass for that situation, and you're going to be able to see the fish even better. But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned how to catch them a little bit better when you're looking at them this time of year. And I'm going to tell you, right now is when you need to go fishing. All throughout the South, we've had these massive cold fronts continue to roll through. I think it's about to get really, really good. The sight fishing is about to just go off. So maybe this video will help you go catch them right now. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.